Hey, everybody. How y'all doing out there in Facebook world? And I'm going to go ahead and throw Instagram up in there too, as well as anyone on YouTube. Hope you guys are having a magnificent, thankful Thursday. Yes, yes, yes. I am Janae. I am your travel vet, the travel vet, as a matter of fact. Trademark it. Hey, but listen up. Today is Veterans Day. So on this day, I want to do a quick shout out to all my sisters, all my brothers in arms. Thank you guys so much for your service. My hat goes off to you. Y'all are the bomb.com, and can't nobody tell you anything. I hope y'all already got y'all 4 free meals already. It's 12:30 here Central Time. So y'all should have got y'all breakfast, got your lunch in, and then got dinner coming, because today is the day. But also, I want you guys to think about this as you guys are going to get plates. You know, we got a huge homeless vet population, particularly females as well. You guys may not even know that, but that's the truth. Our population for homeless females are large. So when you're in and you're doing these things, and you're getting these meals, and you just happen to have it in your heart, God puts it on your heart to take some carry out to those veterans who cannot show their proof that they are veterans, because that has happened. I've seen it for myself, because they are homeless and some of them don't have their IDs, and some of them don't even are not even in the system. But with that being said, if you know, go ahead and take some carry out to our brothers and sisters who cannot actually sit at the table. And some can't sit at the table for the simple reason for grooming. So think about them. But on a different note, I want to spotlight 2 phenomenal sisters in arms. Well, I'm telling you, these sisters have motivated me. They have inspired me. I met them on them clubhouse streets. I keep telling y'all need to go and get that clubhouse if y'all ain't got it by now. But I met them early, and I just met this young lady about a couple of months ago, Miss Vernice K. Bell. And when I tell you, you know, when your vibe attracts your tribe, and you don't have to go looking for anybody. But when we military, no matter where we're at, we're going to always have somebody there that's going to be there for us. And that's exactly what she was. I was like, hey, let's connect. She's like, okay. So we were doing coffee with Coco at Mocha on a Zoom. And we just chopped it up. Y'all know how we do. Like, we've been sisters forever. Like, hey. And the same things apply with that young lady, Miss Brooklyn, that y'all see standing in front of all of that luxury finesse right there. I actually got to meet her in person. We actually did a road trip. It was phenomenal. So, you know, there's no shyness, man. Y'all know if we can take a dang shower, you know, with all of the females during basic training. You know, Brooklyn Navy, I don't know if she had to do that. So the Navy a little different. Y'all know how that goes. We Army right here. So.
Oh, don't go there, boo.
I
Don't
say
do
whore.
it. You tried it.
Okay.
You tried
Right, right. So listen up. I want to talk to you guys. This is real talk with real woman grinding. Listen, straight shooter, no fluff. All right. Y'all don't even got to do a chaser. Just take it and call it a day, because we're talking about veterans in their transition into entrepreneurship. And you guys are very successful in it. But I don't want people to have a misconstrued idea of what and how, you know, it works. You know, like they see the glory, but they don't know the story. So I want you guys to be able to share some insights, share who you are, what branch of service, and how your transition went. And then tell them about what it is that you guys are doing as entrepreneurs. So, Brooklyn, you want to speed us up and head us off?
My name is Geneva Brown. That's my government, but I go by Brooklyn. Yes, I am from Brooklyn, New York. And I currently reside in Greenville, North Carolina. So I moved to the South. My branch of service was United States Navy. Don't hate going your way fast. Hello. Thank you very much. And the other branches don't really have that, that juice. But I've been a serial entrepreneur. I've been self-employed for 14 years. I am a certified veteran-owned small business, and I'm a certified woman-owned business. And it's not easy. No, there was no transition. There was no transition. When I got out, I got a 9 to 5. So that's the straight shooter. I got a 9 to 5, but I suffer from PTSD, and I didn't understand why I couldn't keep a job because I had some shit going on. So I knew I gotta do something to work for myself because these people were getting on my nerves in these streets, but I had bills to pay. So I had to think of something really creative, meaning I had to do something that I love doing because I knew I had to work it and don't get frustrated by it. And that was jewelry. Yes, I love me some jewelry, all kinds of jewelry. And now that's what I do. I sell jewelry. So I've now opened up the opportunity to bring other people in who may be interested in selling jewelry but don't have the funds available. So now I offer distribution at a lower ordering process. So you don't have to order overseas. You don't have to do overhead and things in that nature. So I'm trying to do it in a way of, if that is something you want to do on the side or full time, then hey, contact me. I'm going to help you out. But this shit is not easy. I don't want nobody to think it is. It's not, because you need to work it like you working a 9 to 5 in them streets, literally, because you got bills to pay. And I was a single parent. I got 3 kids. So I couldn't do it. Oh, I don't feel like working today. No, I got rent due. I got light bill due. I have to work my business. Longer hours, no vacation time, no time off. Like literally, it's work. But it does have a lot of other benefits also at the same time, which benefited me because I had 2 children that had medical conditions that needed to be home. Like I needed to be home. And so it kind of worked out well for me. That's me, Brooklyn, my little short story. Holla. Can you hear me?
Wow.
Because this shit is kind of low. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. You came through with that. But when you said, you said, I didn't have a transition straight to the 9 to 5. And I know a lot of people are going to be looking at the replay. But when you guys do look at the replay, I want you to comment below me. Raise your hand. Be transparent. Did you go straight from serving straight to another job? There's no transition, just right there, no break in between. And then you said something else more powerful. You said for you personally that your PTSD was so bad that you could not work with other people. You could not hold it down because of your mental health. Now that's real. And I want people who are not in the military to truly understand this. Especially, we have guardsmen, we have reservists, and when you deploy as a National Guard soldier, you're leaving a full-time job and you're deploying. And I know some that have deployed multiple times, right? To include myself. I've been in all components except for Compo 1, which is active duty, not on paper, but I had over 16 years of active duty time and never raised my hand to be active duty. I'm just saying. So I say that to say, but you still got to come back to a regular job. And they expect you to perform like you left. They missed you. Hey, welcome back. Ooh, great. Got to have you. Okay, get to work. But then when you start showing up late, when you your attitude a little
Doctor's
funny.
appointments.
They saying you're not a team player. What to do? You did what you did and was like, I can't do this no more. So you chose entrepreneurship out of necessity for you. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the ball down to Miss Vernice. Vernice, tell us your story. What branch did you serve in? How was it for you in your transition, and what is it that you do? This is Janae. I pass it on to you. Papa.
Yes, love. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much for creating this platform. And first and foremost, happy Veterans Day to everyone out there, past, future, and present. I really appreciate you. And here's the thing for me. So I served active duty 8 years. And then I went on to contract for the Department of Defense. And then I went on to contract for the Department of Justice. What does that mean? That means I worked for the Air Force, I worked for the Army, and then I worked for the three-letter boys. So several of them, the DEA, the FBI. I worked on some projects with them. And the coming back home and then being submerged into an environment of where there was no military. Ooh, listen, y'all, I was traumatized. And I suffered with PTSD, but I did not know that I did not know the reason. Like, I didn't like it. The way they explain PTSD is like shell shocked back in the day, like, you know, like the old stigmas where you just think everything is a bomb and all of this. And it was like, it was a lot more subtle than that. So it was a lot more dangerous in my mind, because I wasn't used to doing normal things that regular people do, like going to the grocery store. Like, when you're deployed for that amount of time, you know, it's no grocery stores. Like, the PX is right here, you know, and the DFAC is right here. You're not going to the grocery store. You're not cooking. Like it really was a calm and cool lifestyle when you think about it. Somebody else is doing your laundry, right? And so these are the things that people don't really think about in the grand scheme of things. And then you get submerged back into the working world. And for me, a lot of what I realized, and this is the transition point for what was transformational for me. My last 9 to 5 was working for a nonprofit organization. It was the hospital, but we had 9 hospitals, y'all, and like 100 and something ambulatory sites. So it was huge. We had like counties. It was the largest employer in Virginia, west of Richmond. But what this is what made me realize how powerful I was, when I realized that in the military, you don't have just one job. You're the fire marshal, you got staff duty, you got KP, you got dang on training, you got to give the training, go to the training, work march, plus you got to maintain your physical fitness, right? So yeah, all those jobs. So it's ingrained in you. So I went to these people's job, y'all, and I was doing everything. I was like, oh, we out of code in here. Those cables ain't in regulation. We need to fix this. This dang on network closet is a mess, is a fire hazard. So I went in there. They was like, oh, snap, she's so powerful. And they let me create a position that wasn't created. So I was able to take a non-remote position in 2014 and turn it into that, because I said, I need to be out there in the field, y'all, because I need to go see what we're doing. We need to get up to speed. And what I realized is I was assisting them in creating a multi-million-dollar business, right? And I wasn't getting paid my worth. So at the end of the day, they would call me and be like, Vernice, I need you to, can you come over here and give us some help with this project? Vernice, can you come over here and do this? Invite me on boards, invite me into staff meetings to make sure things were going ahead in the organization as I thought appropriate. And I was making my measly little 6 figures. And I'm like, wait a minute though. Wait a minute. I need to do something different. And so that was the turning point for me, was realizing that all the things that I learned in the military, all the different hats that I had to wear, it wasn't a disadvantage for me. It was an advantage for me. Because now, instead of trying to limit myself to one thing inside of these people's job, I can go out here and I can do everything that I'm great at and get paid my worth, like I said in the bottom, y'all. You hear me? So that's who I am. That's what I do. And I got my start into entrepreneurship way back in 2014. But then I transitioned to a full-time entrepreneur. That means like Miss Brooklyn was saying, like I was responsible for paying them bills and collecting them checks and collecting them coins. Like, hey, you got this invoices, you finna pay it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been since 2018. So it was really very a very interesting journey. So I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to share. So if you're watching a live stream, make sure you put your comments in the comment bar so we can respond to you. This ain't no fake and no fluff. I'm out here living a life every day. So that's that. Back to you, Miss Janae.
Look, period. Who, as my daughter would say, you guys look, she said, I was doing the things that the Army, basically made, multitaskers. That's what we were. We had those additional duties. Y'all know EO, UVA, mm, SART, SHARP, all the different acronyms changing over. PTOIC, NCOIC, weight control officer, weight control NCOIC, all of that on top of taking care of your squad, which could be 5 to 6, up to 8 people. Or if you're the first sergeant, you got a whole, not first sergeant, but platoon sergeant, you got a whole platoon of folks, over 40 something people. Come on now, and you got a family. Oh, and if you don't got a family, they think you're the one that's gonna be called all the time to do that 24-hour desk duty. What's at the top? All that, everything. Yeah. But that made you you said, I went in the field and I saw that X, Y, and Z. To what a purpose, they took note of what she was doing and how she was working. The advantage that she took away from the military created a position for her that wasn't even invented. But then, after being in it, she went up to another level and said, if y'all don't do that for me, what? Okay, it's time that I make some moves. Look at you now, boss. Look at you now. So with that, when you made your transition, because I'm curious, when you decided in 2014, you started your entrepreneurship journey and you were still working. When you decided 4 years later to go full time, when you knew the value of how much you were worth, what did you do? How did you determine that? Because what I often see sometimes too, one, military service members, they are entrepreneurs, but they don't share it because one, they don't want everybody to be counting their coins while they on duty. Two, some are on the fence about, doing it. They're not sure if they can do it. So they go automatically and get what they know, which is another job, straight out. One day they serving, next day they going to work. And so what did you do when you decided you knew I'm worth more than this? It's time for me to shoot y'all deuces. Was it a strategic move? Did you plan it out? How did you do it? Or did you just do it like nothing?
Yeah, so what happened was I had this big old plan in my mind. I was going to, I was like, all right, so I'm going to quit this job. And then I ain't had no plan after that. I was like, I will quit this job. I got some money in the bank. I'm finna start the business. That's how it was. I was like, I ain't coming back no more after this date. And I gave them my 2-week notice and they told me I needed 6. And I was like, wait, what? The people I know, they don't even give you no notice. They just don't come back to your job. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think what was, and probably Brooklyn might identify with this too, but I think what was most important for me was, number one, y'all, and this is for all my veterans out there. Okay. I love you so much. And I don't care if you're active duty, prior service, reserve, AGR, IR, whatever. You are not like them. You're just not. Your brain, after you serve the military, your brain is wired differently. You're thinking about all the steps that have to go into something, and most people are not. You're thinking about planning and projecting. Most people are not. When I first got out, I was thinking that I'm just like you. I'm not, no shame, no harm, no foul to the civilian folks that's watching. I love y'all too. Okay. But I was just thinking that I don't fit. Something's wrong. I'm broken. Literally, I remember having a conversation with my therapist. I am an advocate for therapy. Okay. I was talking to my therapist and I said, I said, I can't survive out here. The military broke me. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I try to just do one thing and just focus like this, but it doesn't fit. I don't fit out there. There's no soldiers around me. I go to the grocery store and I'm thinking like nobody's in here. They don't even have a NACLAC. They don't even have the lowest level of a security background check. Right? Then I try to go to college. I'm in the college sitting in this classroom. I'm like, when is the last time you were in a confined space with people who did not have some sort of military clearance? Some sort of background check. When is the and it go to relationships? When is the last time you had a relationship with somebody who you were not sure if they had a physical in the last year? AIDS test, HIV, gonorrhea, all of that. Like these are things that we don't think about as active duty members because we know it's a basic. We know this is routine stuff. If you're gonna be on the red carpet if you don't get it done, right? You got cat threes, you need to go to the dentist. Right? It's a must, right? But like transitioning to the military to civilian world, I'm like, I just don't fit. I'm broke. I can't fit in. And I remember having a conversation with my therapist, and she was just like, Vernice, well, what feels good to you? So I went home and I thought about it. I said, what feels good to me? Why am I trying to fit? I don't need to fit. I just have to create a space for myself. And so that's why I decided to coach officially, because I was helping people with their business and finding out that, because I've been in the military, it's more than one aspect that you need to make something work. Like, especially if you go into the field, y'all know we got Avon, we got trail party, we got the cooking staff, we got the tent people, we got there's so many different elements to make something work. And I said, so I'm not really a coach, I'm more like a big sister, because I'm going to wake you up in the morning for accountability. And my coaching programs, although they're not as intense vibrational, like from the military, like hardcore, the mission isn't as critical, right? It's still very important. So we wake up with accountability. We have our weekly meetings. We have a risk assessment. We do proof of concepts. And this is how I run my tribe. I run my coaching, and we created massive results. So back to your original question, don't be quiet, because like I get passionate about this stuff, y'all, because I really think that if soldiers had, if veterans, if people of military background, whatever the case, even some contractors, because contractors, y'all, they get military induced too. But if we had the ability to say, I'm not supposed to fit in because I'm different, that would allow so many more new things to be created. So in terms of, did I have a strategic plan? Yes, I was going to live with my mom for 6 months. I ended up sleeping on my mama's couch for 3, and then I ain't had time to buy no new house because I had to go, right? Me and my mom had some issues we had to work out, and we became best friends after that. But the plan was 6 months, and I only made it 3, y'all. So that cut into my doggone change that I had into the bank, right? Janae, you know what I'm talking about? So that whole plan that I thought I had, get my real estate license, sell a bunch of houses, and then move out, it ain't even happen like that. That's just that. And I'm gonna be completely honest, but I was willing to stand on what I believed, and the first thing that I believed in was me. So that's how I feel about that. So those plans that we be having, it all sounds good, but you got to get out there and actually do it before you actually. And I'm gonna say this one more thing. I was talking to my mom earlier, and I was asking her, because my mom is like one of the top producing bakery managers in South Florida for Publix. And I said, how do you increase your sales? Y'all, I lie to you not. We need to get her on here, because I thought she was going to say something different than what she said. First, she says, I don't work on increasing my sales. I work on increasing my gross profit. I say, well, baby, what that mean? She said, I work on the things that take the least amount of revenue invested, but gives the most amount of yields, most amount of profit. I was like, oh, okay, I got that. And I say, well, then how I need to pay her for this information, y'all, because I really got it from her. I ain't stealing, I just got it from her. I say, how do you get your customers to buy more things from you? And you know what she said? And this is it confirmed what I already know about relationship selling. She says, I get out there and I talk to my customers, and I found out who they are and what do they really enjoy. So that's to say, y'all, you can have this whole plan about what you want to do in the world, but ultimately you have to listen to your tribe and listen to what they're asking you for.
Oh, girl, you hit so many nuggets. So many nuggets. I'm telling you, from the fact is, it breathes well. Y'all know them SOPs. Y'all know them regulations. we would read them, right? And they're like, and the quarters to da 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 da. But when we out there doing it, Brooklyn, you on the ship. You like, what the? No, it ain't
Yeah,
working
because
like
she
that.
would
Y'all
talk
got
about
the.
some. She would talk about some tents and shit. You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Pause. I don't know about all that. I was on the water. I was on the water.
Look, but see, we had to make it do what it do when it didn't work the way that the black and white read. Y'all know how it go. You know, it
Yeah,
says
but y'all
exercise.
have those ships be like cities. So y'all have everything too. It might not be no tent on the ship, but it's a whole city. Y'all got the little club, y'all got the hairdresser place, y'all got the groceries, you got the doggone, huh?
Wait a minute, Brooklyn, you've been holding out. What? Oh, okay. So that's how y'all be doing on the Navy. And here I thought this whole entire time y'all been sucking it up like buttercup, like just
uh,
horrible.
uh.
Child,
So Brooke,
they like the city of the city of Atlanta on water. Okay, they take the whole
look,
city with them. Okay, they ain't missing on nothing. They got
no
movies and
wonder,
everything else.
no wonder my son be always on a computer. See, I was like, did he even work? You know, I knew he was in IT, but I was like, I'm thinking like, oh, poor baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we go. I was like, why you go? Okay, see. That's on me because you know how they have them ships docked. I'd be like, I don't going on there, but watch me. I'm on my way to San Diego. I'm going to somebody's ship. They always dock. And I'm going to go on there and be like, I want to see what's on here. They said y'all got beauty salons. Where are they? But Brooklyn, you've been in entrepreneurship for 14 years. And you are a single mom of three handsome young men. And your transition went from it went to entrepreneurship out of necessity. So it didn't sound like you had no strategy. Just like Vernice said, I had a strategy, but it didn't work. But for you, you didn't even have a strategy. You just said, I can't, I'm not going to go to jail or prison, put my hands or doing something to somebody for triggering me. So you did the best self-help. You did the best boundary that you could. You removed yourself out of the equation and you made it happen. And here you are 14 years later, and you started out the conversation. You're expanding distributors. You're expanding your company for distributors, a whole different realm, but you're elevating yourself. So speak on that because I know that there are soldiers out there that's currently serving right now. They're single moms and like, no, I can't. There's no way. Nope. Mm-mm. I got too much on my plate. But then you want them to realize if something's not going right up in here, you might have to have that as a plan B or at least think it out. So talk about that.
So my transition was very much different from my sis because I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a plan. When I got out, I only had one child. So when I got out the military of active duty, I had one child, but I immediately went into the reserves. So I did some time, and then I was like, you know what? The real world ain't paying me what the military paid me. I need to make up some income. So I did the reserve, the active duty reserve. But I'm going to hit fast forward because when life happens, shit changes. And I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. But when I was getting out, they asked me, do you want to stay where you're currently at? Or do you want us to ship you back where basically we got you from? Like, do you want to go back to Brooklyn? And I was like, no, I'm going to stay in Virginia. And so they did this. They kicked me out. They kicked me out. And I was in Virginia trying to make it work. And because I'm a worker bee, just like you said, we so used to doing all these jobs and tasks, I didn't know how to sit still. I was like, what I'm gonna do? I need a job. I got a child to take care of. So literally I did find a job, but I still wasn't making enough money. I'm working 12 and 13-hour shift at this company, and I'm still not making it. Then they was laying off people, baby. I didn't even know I qualified for unemployment. Like, I didn't have to find a job automatically. I could have got unemployment. They didn't even tell me this in TAP class.
Girl.
You know who told me this? This girl that I used to be friends with who worked with the company who got laid off and was like, girl, we better go to unemployment. I was like, unemployment? I ain't know nothing about unemployment. So when they asking me about my last job, I put the last job they laid me off. They said, oh, yeah, you don't qualify. And she was like, girl, tell them you used to be in the military. So I was like, oh, okay. And I put in how many years? Then I was getting a check for every week. Like, they didn't prepare you. They didn't prepare me back then. I don't know what they do now. But they didn't prepare that I qualified for unemployment. Like, I had no clue. So going fast forward, I went to school because I needed a degree now, because everything I learned in the military did not transform to real life unless you had a degree when you was in school, which I didn't do. So I got out. So then I transitioned to the medical. Within that time, I had some more kids. I had a set of twins. So now I got one older son, then I got a set of twins. So now a chick is hurting for some money. Okay. My background is medical degree, but it just, working at the hospital, twins. I was a workaholic. Literally, I was a workaholic. And then life really hit. When I say life hit, I'm talking about I was homeless with kids. So I couldn't believe that I'm a fucking vet and I'm homeless. Like, that broke me. It still breaks me to this day, but I'm working on it. I'm in mental health. I'm working on it. But that hurt. Like, I served 12 years in the United States government. I got 3 kids and I'm homeless now. Like, but it was a reflection. God put me in spaces with people that helped me, that guided me, that built me up. And literally, if it's not one thing, it was another. So, my twins getting older, finding out they misbehaving in school. I don't know what's going on. They're calling me every day at the hospital. And it's like, what's wrong with him? Oh, he has ADD, ADHD with a BIP. Now, a BIP means behavioral issues. Like, he wanted to fight teachers, other students, and he's 5 years old. My supervisor called me in the office and said, baby, I don't want to fire you. You need to take some time off because you missed too many days. I was like, but I need this job. Like, I need, I got rent and shit. And it was a lot. It was a lesson learned. But I'm a worker. Like I said, I'm a worker bee. And because I had mental issues, I suppressed it and stayed busy to try to forget what was going on, to stay busy, which was a problem because all it is piling up. It's piling up. It's going deeper and deeper, and it's piling up. But never lost my faith. Always had guidance. One thing that someone told me that I'll never forget, they was like, you Brooklyn, there's nobody like you. You have an energy and a vibe that is so attractive. She said, work for yourself. I said, but to do what? She was like, I be seeing you coming to the hospital, dress, jewelry, fashion. Sell that. I was like, really? She said, yeah. And I did it. Literally, I did it. I did it so well. I made a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. I made a lot of money off the books. Like, the government can't come for me now because I have an LLC. But I made a lot of money off the books because I didn't know if it was gonna plan out. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, which was my side hustle, was gonna plan out to be my main hustle. So I didn't want to have to pay taxes with some shit that's side hustle because then the government take all your money. But when I start seeing what was coming into the counts and what the revenue was adding up, I said, oh, we need to change the formation of the business and we need to start paying taxes so I can get a better return. And I am blessed after everything I've been through. My twins, the diagnosis that the medical gave, no, they just didn't know how to teach them. So, they was homeschooled better. My young men are much better without being on the meds. They're in college now. I am so grateful that my business bought my house that I'm in. My kids are going to college, not paying a student loan. Like, I give the utmost appreciation to the man upstairs, because without him,
Mm,
I wouldn't
there's
have
nothing.
nothing. And now my goal is to help others. I want to help others, literally. So you may have a plan. Listen, sis already said you may have a plan, but that plan may not work. You better have plan A, B, C, D, like literally, like real talk,
EFG.
literally.
So Brooklyn, where can they find you at? As we're about to close out, I'm about to run and get on this plane. Where can they find you on Instagram? I
You can
know you're.
find me on Instagram at Brooklyn_Jewels_LLC Or you can visit my website and send me an email, Brooklyn@Ⅎ𝑒𝒃𝓁.store. Hit me up.
That's it. And I'm gonna put that in for everybody to see that. Her website. Once you just go to her Instagram, Brooklyn Jewels, then you will see that her website is on there as well. And then Miss Vernice, where can they find you at, lovely?
Yes, ma'am. Well, first of all, I'll be in Miami December 5th with the Women in Business Quantum Leap event. I want to invite everybody out there. The ticket price did just go up and it's going to go up again before December 5th. Right now, they're right at $297 for entry, but it's a full day workshop for women in business, uncovering those emotional issues that's blocking you from success and then creating a strategy so you can win in your business. So you can find me on everywhere, including at the .com, which is VerniceKBell.com, Vernice K Bell, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Ooh, she made it so easy, so easy. And Brooklyn did too, because don't nobody sell Brooklyn and don't Brooklyn as far as the jewels,
E
JEWELZ. So ELD. So you can't really miss that one. So I'm gonna put that in the IG in the banner for you guys. But ladies, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you guys for letting us go over for a few minutes. Again, you guys know how I am. I'll be running. But we love, 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 love likes, hearts, shares. We love comments, I love for you guys to give social digital currency. That's why I asked, hey, where can you find the ladies at? Go to their Instagram pages. Go check them out. It's free, FREE. And if it's anything on their sites, their pages that resonates with you, then by all means, go ahead, inbox them, talk to them. Veterans, our sisters in arms, our brothers in arms, you know how we do. We just support each other, period. Okay? And that's what we need to do. So on this day, this is Veterans Day. That's the least you can do. We got two of our own. One Navy, U.S. Navy, one U.S. Army. So y'all better give them some love on this Veterans Day. That's free. That y'all ain't got to pay for. So with that being said, you guys know how I close it out. We love for you to be safe out there in these COVID streets. Make sure you wash your hands, wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart. I'm over here in this little area all by myself. Ain't nobody around me. Because I was like, I need to do this and I'm going to be loud so they don't need to be around me because I ain't going to have my mask. So they work that out for me. But you guys, y'all need to put your mask on and be careful and be safe. Why? Because we love you and ain't nothing you can do but love us back. All veterans, hats off to you. We love you. Y'all take care and y'all be blessed.